it's Ronnie. Check this out. My water's working. Everything. It's 12 degrees Frankenstein negative. It was down to 23 negative this morning when I went to work. I'm home now this evening. Everything's cool. People around me, even at work and stuff in the city. I'm up on this hill where it gets the wind. I took Fridays off so I could make sure everything was covered for when the cold hits. And I've had it happen. I'm good. People in town, people in the country, their water lines are frozen. Their pipes are broken, and they warm them up, water's shooting all over. Has that ever happened before? Yeah, it freezes like every year. Why don't you fix the problem with the freezing part besides fixing your broken pipes? You know? Oh yeah, it happened. If it gets down to like 20 below and the wind's blowing, yeah, it'll freeze up. How long have you been in your home? 20 years? Yeah, give or take. And how many times does that happen? Oh, only 4 or 5. If it happens once, it should never happen again. You understand? I've never had a pipe explode from being frozen under my home. I've had couplers wear through that were junk from factory built, and it had nothing to do with freezing, just poor quality connectors on PEX pipe. Awesome. If you have frozen pipes, fix the pipes, and then fix the problem where the cold is so they don't ever freeze again. I got friends today that said they had to go help their mother's home and thaw out frozen pipes. Every year for the last 5 years. Every year they freeze. Once every 2 or 3 years they explode. And they still they don't stop the problem. They don't find the cold ingress. They don't stop it. They don't engineer it, change it, move the water lines if you have to, insulate them, put heat tape, something. But they do this year after year after year, and they never stop it. I've had frozen water lines for a little bit, but never blew up. And I found the problems with my insulation and stuff that had kind of fallen down, fixed it. And I made it through 35 below 2 years ago, air temp. And with the wind, it was over 60 below. Today, I was out working all day in a cold truck with an inch of snow inside a cab that it blew in overnight with the winds at 50 mile an hour. And the snow was still on the floor when I left work. And it got up to like 34 degrees in my truck. But I got my big clothes and stuff. I've been doing this 7 years with that truck. I know what to expect. And it runs, and it's working, and I move trailer. Yeah? If water lines freeze year after year after year, if it gets down below zero, fix the pipes and then fix the problem. Yeah, there's no reason for going through that over and over. There's ways in engineering and all the stuff on the market. You can stop that from happening. But I took off Fridays during vacation days because I was behind on checking up on all the things on my home. And my vehicles and everything. My vehicles are working fine at 25 below zero with 50 below wind chills. I got plenty of clothes. Stay ahead of it, and if you get behind it and something happens this winter and it takes a dump and shit blows up because you didn't pay, find what the hell is it caused it and resurrect that problem so that you don't have to deal with it again. Oh, we just turned into my home insurance policy. Yeah, probably $500 deductible, and your insurance goes up every freaking year. Get after it, find what's causing it, fix it, resurrect it, and don't let it happen. You know it's going to get cold as hell here in Nebraska. You know, maybe not every winter, but it's going to hit 25, 30 below. We hit the record 2 years ago, coldest ever here in my area of 36 below zero. I never had a pipe freeze. I knew it was coming. I checked everything, tried to bump everything up. Plan and set up for the worst case scenarios, so if they happen, you're covered. And then just hope for the best, and you never have to get that bad. But when it does, your shit don't blow up. Get it? You're not running water lines broken. I'm hanging good. You know, only thing, maybe a water coupling might take a crap. That has nothing to do with what I had to do with keeping all this warm. I'm hanging at, what, 71? 71 dungarees Frankenstein in here, which is enough for the furnace to turn on and off, enough to keep the water lines warm where they don't get close to freezing. Minus 12.5, it was minus 22.5 this morning. It actually went down to minus 23. The wind chill was minus 52 below when I got to work and fired up my shag truck and hung outside most time. Yeah, but I got all the big clothes and boots and stuff. I know it's coming. And I got cold a couple of years ago, and I bought clothes to make sure I didn't cold again. Just like if your stuff freezes, once it happened once, just don't fix that part. Fix the rest of it so it doesn't freeze up again. Why people do this every freaking year? I had my buddy call me and three other people I know. My buddy called me and said 4 of his families out here in the country in the houses, they got plenty of money that could do it. And yeah, their stuff froze up. You know it's coming. If it froze up before, it's gonna freeze up. Fix the freaking, don't just fix the broken shit, fix the problem why is it freezing? There's ways to stop that. Yeah? I got the ways to stop it. I'm not having a single problem. It was 23 below this morning, and wind chill was 52. Frankenstein below zero. For Cantonese and Canuckistan Canadians, 0 degrees is 15 degrees below zero. So you take another 20 on there, split it in half, 10. That is 35 degrees below zero Canadian or Chinese, European, frickin' metric shit Celsius. Minus 35. Not a problem. If you have a problem, don't just fix what broke. Fix the frickin' problem. And plumbers and shit, and have people come out there. I do all my own work. To have somebody come out, hey, yo, it's going to be at least $200 an hour in an emergency ice freezing cold situation. Just from the minute they took your phone call and start driving. And then they charge, you know, a $50 fuck up for parts and shit will cost a couple $1,000 just because you let it happen year after year. Why? All the same people, and then different people. You know it's going to get cold. We had 2 weeks notice on this. I told people it's going to go from 30 degrees to minus 30 in 2 weeks. Make sure check all your, yeah, they don't. Look, yeah, they got busted pipes and shit, and then they put a heater on to thaw the pipes out, and they got water spraying all over in their fucking house because there's a hole in the pipe. And then they gotta shut the water off because they don't have no freaking water. If it happened once, fix the problem that broke and then fix the reason why it's getting that freaking cold and freezing your pipes. There's ways around this stuff. Quit blowing money, man. I hate to see people with no water and then soaking their homes or their basements and shit just because of stupidity. And they didn't even check ahead of time if they got heat tape, if it was working, or have someone that, oh no, but it'll be, and then, yeah, $4,000 or $5,000 later of bills, and they'll probably have the same thing happen next time it gets 20 below with a 50-mile-an-hour wind. Fix it so it never happens again. Get it? Peace, love, have a heart, have a heart. I'm dragging this on. It is deadly, dangerous cold. And when stuff freezes in their homes, if they had to go anywhere in a vehicle and something would break down or their fuel lines would freeze up in a filter or something like, oh, no, they'd probably be dead. You know, I got a cell phone. Well, yeah. If you got a cell phone and your engine's dead in your vehicle and it's 30 degrees below zero without the wind, you know how cold it gets in that vehicle within 10 minutes? The Richter's a half hour away. You'll be dead before then. You gotta have common sense to survive. All this computers and cell phones, everything's so awesome. And, oh yeah, the most evil thing on the planet is 20, 30 below temperatures. And there's animals outside, and farmers taking care of their animals outside, keeping them water, trying to keep them warm, give them windbreak. What farmers do is amazing when only humans can't even take care of their own ass. Yeah. Peace, love, have a heart, have a heart. If it screws up once, fix it so it don't ever happen again. Over-engineer it. Yeah. And remember all the farmers out taking care of livestock and stuff. Right now in the middle of the night it is 9:19, and there's farmers out there making sure the waters are working for their cattle when it's 22 below zero. Okay? Water don't like to move when it's 22 below zero. They got heaters, they got to go check them all, break ice on the top. They're out doing that right now. And the wind chill's over 50 below. Thank God for the farmers that feed you guys, that don't